So the concept behind the installation is, who is the litter monster? And through their discussions, they've realised that the litter monster is human. So it's not a googly-eyed monster, it's a human issue, is litter. So they've made a giant willow human who's sitting thinking on the side of the riverbank. And he's thinking, am I a litter monster? And inside the human, he's like a cage of willow. They've made lots of tiny litter monsters, and that is representing the potential for all of us to become a litter monster, because it's within all humans that you could accidentally or on purpose drop some litter. The human is also thinking, if we keep these litter monsters inside and don't let them escape, then we haven't got a problem. But escaped litter monsters cause big problems. So from the human, there's a little line of litter monsters going across the river to the other bank, and then from a bottle, a genie is coming up of this enormous litter monster looming over us to show the size of the problem that litter causes once it gets into the river and the sea environment. Because one piece of plastic litter will be around for at least 1,000 years and cause all sorts of havoc in its journey through the oceans. So we really are trying to get across the impact that even one bit of litter has, and that's the really big problem, which is demonstrated by the huge litter monster. He's been really fun. We didn't know what he was going to look like beforehand, so every school we've been into, the children have added different ideas, so it's really emerged as this crazy monster, and he's really fun, but he's representing a really big problem. They've also been weaving plastics on giant looms to create the river itself, so this is representing that the rivers are getting clogged with plastics, and that river is flowing through the installation piece. And then amongst the river, there's also foil takeaway containers that have been cut up and hand embossed by the children. And they've done a study of all the wildlife that lives in and around the river and relies on a healthy river to survive. So there's everything from invertebrates, little fly larvae that live in the river, fish, and then mammals and birds that also rely on the river ecosystem to be healthy, to be able to survive.
When I feel not very happy because it goes through the rivers to the sea, and then all the sea
quite sad because people just don't care about the environment.
There's some beautiful creatures in the oceans and rivers, and you don't get to see them, and when you have the chance to do, they won't be there because they'll be extinct.
They've also, I think, been really empowered by this project, realising the impact they can have, because there's a lot of environmental issues and a lot of the children are aware of them, but they maybe feel quite powerless to make a change as a child, whereas litter is one thing that is so possible to fix. It's a really massive problem, but it's something that is very simple to fix. As we've gone along, we've been gathering the data of what we've collected, and half of it is sweet wrappers, dog poo bags, and food containers. And those three things are just so easy to not end up in the river. So I think it's been a really empowering project from that point of view.